Welcome to this channel. I'm very happy this wonderful morning that you're here. If you're new to this channel, subscribe and comment. And I'm very happy, that you decided to grace us with your presence this morning. And I'm very happy to be here this wonderful morning. Any questions up to there? If you're new, kindly subscribe and comment and join us as we continue reading the scripture. So we'll continue from where we left the other time, and I hope that you will read with me for this 1 hour. I hope it is gonna be fun, and you join me every morning. I always tell my friends that if your business is to, if your business is to eat a frog, you do that first thing in the morning. Don't wait, because there's a tendency to forget. There's a tendency to get tired. There's a tendency to there's usually a tendency. Any questions after there, feel free to be part and parcel of our streams every morning, and very happy to be here. Any questions after there? And I'm very happy to read the scripture with you. Such a wonderful time, and we'll continue reading from where we left. Any questions? You can ask me your questions as we continue, and let me know what you think in the comment section as we continue reading. Tell me where you're watching me from, and welcome to this channel. I'm your host, Raymond Mutuku, and welcome to the Chariots of Fire. And I'm very happy this morning to be here. Any questions up to that? You can ask me your questions as we continue. You can ask me your questions. If you have any questions or if you have any comments, you can ask me your comments. You can ask me your questions in the comment section, and I'll be very happy to respond to your questions. We've just streamed for 1 hour in my other channel, so we'll be here for this 1 hour, and we'll continue reading the scripture. And it's always good to be here, every 1 hour. So tell me where you're watching me from, and let's continue reading. Remember, we have it's our business to continue. We are reading from the book of Isaiah. Wow, it's becoming better and better every morning. It's becoming better and better. It's becoming, every day. I'm very excited about this journey because, with every turn, we are learning something new. We are growing and we are adapting as we move. It's always about, growing and adaptation. All right. So that is exactly what we are doing, and every morning. And I always joke, I tell my friends every day that if your business is to eat a frog, you start eating that frog very early in the morning. Don't even wait. All right. So tell me where you're watching me from, and do you enjoy our channels? Let us continue reading. Any questions? Any questions? Any questions? Any questions? Let's continue reading. We are reading from Isaiah 6, chapter 6. In the year that King Uzziah died, I saw the Lord, high and exalted, seated on a throne. The train of his robe filled the temple. Above him was seraphim, each with 6 wings. Seraphims with 6 wings. With 2 wings they covered their faces. With 2 they covered their feet. And with the 2 they were flying, and they were calling to one another, Holy, holy is the Lord Almighty, the whole earth of his glory. Any questions up to there? Feel free to subscribe and comment. Did you subscribe to our channel? Kindly subscribe to our channel, and I hope that in that process you know, any questions? Feel free to be part of our streams every day, and tell me where you're watching me from. The sound of their voices and doorposts and thresholds shook, and the temple was filled with smoke. Any questions up to there? Feel free to be part and parcel of our streams. I'm very happy this morning to welcome you to these streams. I'm your host, Raymond Mutuku, and this is the Chariots of Fire, and I'm very happy to welcome you. If you have any question, you can post your question in the comment section below. I'm very happy to host you every morning. So I'll be here for 1 hour, and we are reading from the book of Isaiah. We are in Isaiah chapter 6, and it's 5 a.m. Kenyan time. And feel free to be part of our streams every morning. And I hope, and did you subscribe to our channel? Kindly subscribe to our channel, and I hope, and that is the only way we're going to grow this channel. All right? Yeah. So subscribe to our channel and help us to grow our channel every day. Any questions up to there? Let's continue reading. Aha. Woe to me, I cried. I'm ruined, for I am a man of unclean lips, and I live among a people of unclean lips. And my eyes have seen the King, the Lord Almighty. Then one of the seraphim flew to me with a live coal in his hand, which he had taken with tongs from the altar. With it he touched my mouth and said, "See, this has touched your lips. Your guilt is taken away, and your sin is atoned for." Any questions up to there? Feel free to be part and parcel of our streams. I'm very happy this morning to be here, and welcome to the Chariots of Fire. And I am your host, Raymond Mutuku. So welcome. We are reading from Isaiah 6. Remember, we have 60 days, just 60 days, to read the scripture, so we don't have the luxury of time. We are moving very quickly. So if you're new to this channel, don't be surprised with the speed that we are moving. We are moving, in breakneck speed. So if you're here, you just buckle up and forgive me. All right? Okay. Let's move on very quickly. Then I heard the voice of the Lord saying, "Whom shall I send? And who will go for us?" And I said, "Here I am, send me." He said, "Go and tell this people, be ever hearing but never understanding. Be ever seeing but never perceiving. Make the heart of these people calloused." Is that how you pronounce it? Calloused? I don't know. I will check. Make their ears dull. Ooh, may your ears not be dull of hearing. Make their ears dull and close their eyes. Ooh, wow, that is terrible. That's something unfortunate for something to happen. Maybe your ears are dull of hearing and your eyes cannot see. That is, ever seeing but never perceiving. Oh my goodness. Or ever hearing but never understanding. Oh my goodness. Up there. Feel free to be part and parcel of our streams and tell me where you're watching me from. I'm your host, Raymond Mutuku, and this is the Chariots of Fire. Tell me where you're watching me from. Do you enjoy the channel? If you do enjoy the channel, subscribe and, tell me. Otherwise, they might see with their eyes and hear with their ears, understand with their hearts, and turn and be healed. Oh, so from that scripture, we have learned that maybe you can hear with your ears and understand with your heart. And maybe that could be your healing. Then I said, "For how long, Lord?" And he answered, "Until the cities lie ruined and without an inhabitant, until the houses are left deserted and the fields ruined and ravaged, until the Lord has sent everyone far away, and the land is utterly forsaken. And though a tenth remains in the land, it will again be laid waste. But as the terebinth and oak leave stumps, when they are cut down, so the holy seed will be the stump in the land. Any questions up to there? If you're new to this channel, be part of our streams. We are streaming, this morning. We are reading from the book of Isaiah. Such a wonderful read. Well, I don't know whether it was Isaiah who, maybe I think, I'm reading Isaiah, then after Isaiah is Jeremiah. So I don't know if both of them, they were privy of the knowledge that Nebuchadnezzar was on his way. But I don't know about we'll continue reading. That is why we are reading, because I think from our read, I think in the book of Isaiah, the only kingdom that was mentioned that was about a powerful kingdom was the Assyrian kingdom, with people like, let me tell you, the king. It is in the book of Isaiah that we encounter a man called Sennacherib. Sennacherib was the son of a man called, what was his name? Was it called Tiglath-Pileser? Let me check. Second Kings. It's the story of Ahaziah. When you read about the story of Ahaziah, the father of Hezekiah, that is when you realize that he entered into an alliance with a man called Tiglath-Pileser. I think it's Tiglath-Pileser. Yep. Yeah. Any questions up to there? If you're new to this channel, subscribe and comment. And I'm very happy to be here. Any questions? Any questions up to there? Feel free to subscribe and comment. We're reading, and I hope you guys are having fun. Yeah. So I'm looking for this. What was his name? Not Hezekiah. Any questions up to there? Feel free to subscribe and comment. Any questions? Let's continue reading. But in that time, I think the Assyrian kings were very strong, and we'll be reading about them in just a short while. So if you're new to this channel, subscribe and tell me where you're watching me from. I'm very happy to be here. So yeah. Let's continue. Let's continue reading. Any questions after that? Any questions? Feel free to be part and parcel of our stream, and I'm very happy to be here, and do you enjoy our streams? If you do enjoy our streams, you can subscribe and tell me where you're watching me from. Any questions? Any questions? You can ask me your questions before I leave, because today I would stay here for a while. I'll be just here for a few minutes, because today I feel we'll continue tomorrow. There's no need to hurry. We'll continue tomorrow. We'll continue tomorrow. Any questions? Any questions before I leave? Any questions before I leave? You can ask me your questions before I leave. Ask me your questions. Ask me your questions. If you have any burning question, you can ask me now. I'll be more than happy to respond to you this wonderful morning. And yeah, you can ask me your questions as we move. Do you have any questions? If you have any questions, feel free to ask me any question. Even if it's, I will not take it personally. Even if it's annoying, even if it's offensive, ask me your question. I'll be more than happy to answer your question. Ask me your question. It's take advantage of this 1 hour. I will not be here for long. Take advantage. I'm just here for 1 hour. Take advantage of this 1 hour and ask me your questions. I'll be more than happy to respond to you. And, sometimes, people, most people, I know most people want to ask me questions, and they feel I will get angry if I ask him, this question, and get angry. No, I won't get angry. You can ask me any question, any question, even if it's as annoying as hell. I'll be more than happy to answer you. It's always good to develop a culture of asking people questions, and if you have any issue, feel free, and I would be more than happy to respond to you. All right. Most people who are watching this channel, most of them don't know much about Kenya. Most people have most of them are watching out of them, maybe in another continent. So most of them have this bias. They think, maybe in Kenya, things are bad. Maybe we are living under a rock. Maybe we wake up in the morning to go and hunt antelopes, and there's that kind of misconception that, hey, that in Africa, Africans, when they wake up, everybody takes up their bow and arrow, and then we go to the jungle to look for antelopes, and to look for deers. Well, that is a misconception. Africans, or Africa is, in fact, I believe Africa is, we have the best. One thing about for you, I know most of you are in North America or in Europe. Most of you are not Kenyans, I know, because at this time most Kenyans are usually, I'm streaming, most Kenyans are usually asleep, because this is it's 5 a.m. in the morning. So one of the at least one of the best things about Africa is, for those who don't know, we have the best climate here. We don't have snow. It never snows in Africa. We are blessed to have sunshine. 360, how many days? 370 days in a year. Is it 370? How many days are there in a year? 380. Okay, in 380 days in a year, we have sunshine 380 days in a year, because there's no day we don't have sunshine. So, but I'm sure in other places, you guys don't have sunshine, right? Yeah. So we usually, at least for those who are most interested in weather, who are interested in outdoor activities, you can visit any country in Africa, and you'll enjoy outdoor activities. For those who love outdoor activities, this is the place. If you love playing football, playing rugby, and in your spare time, this is the place where you can come and play in the entire year. You can come and do a lot of stuff here. So for those who like outdoor activities. All right. Any questions up to there? For those who like tourism, you can also visit Africa anytime. Okay, one thing about, for those who just want, for those who, for the sake of your information, I was watching the news and I can see people who are attacking, a sitting president. I think that is, it's unfortunate, but I've never seen that happening here in Africa. Africans don't attack, at least for that. If you're an African president, you'll be happy for that. There are no assassination attempts. I was reading today that Trump has survived, I don't know how many assassination attempts. 4. Is it 4 or 3? I think, there's a lot of unregulated, hatred in such countries. You can see, it was in last year that they assassinated a very wonderful man called, what was his name? Charlie Kirk. But in Africa, at least for one in Africa, you'll not be assassinated because of your opinions. No. I think we have big. I think in Africa we have bigger problems. When people, I think, and that's the best thing about Africa. And that is the best thing about Africa. Everybody is worried about, making money such that nobody even thinks about assassinating you. Did I say that? Did I say that aloud? Oh, that is. I hope don't mistake me. Also in Africa, nobody carries a gun. That is, unless you are a criminal. There are no gun laws here in Kenya. For example, you see what happened to Charlie Kirk and what happened to all these assassination attempts is because they are very the gun laws. A gun can be sold to anybody. But in Kenya, it's only the police who carry guns. They're the only ones, and the military. But in other countries, I think anyone can just walk into. You can actually have there's a store where people buy guns. That can never happen in Africa. If you call that backwardness, then maybe that is working for us. At least nobody can assassinate the other. Nobody. People don't buy guns in Kenya unless you are a gangster or a thief. But normal people, you can be a licensed gun holder, but you must prove a lot of things. You must show cause why you should be a licensed gun holder. You must show reason, and you must be, you must go through a series of tests to ascertain whether your mind is good. All right. Any questions? Any questions out there? Any questions? Feel free to be part of our streams every day. Feel free. You can ask me your questions. You can ask me your questions. I'm here for the next 1 hour. For the next few minutes, I'll be here. And you can ask me your questions while we are here. Don't wait for me to go and then you start saying, oh, I wanted to ask him about this. No. Take advantage of while I'm here. Ask me your questions while I'm here. Any questions? Let us continue reading the scripture. Any questions? Any questions? Any questions up to there? Let us continue. Let us continue reading. Ask me your questions while I'm here. Any questions? If you're new to this channel, subscribe and comment. So we'll continue reading the scripture, and we are in Isaiah chapter 6, the commissioning of Isaiah. And we'll continue reading from there. And if you're new to this channel, subscribe and comment. I always tell people that if your business is to eat a frog, wake up very early in the morning and eat your frog. I know it's a very, very, most people, who does that? Waking up in the morning to read the scripture? Who does that? So that is the only way you can do something. Like, let me give you some information, all right? Like, I was talking to a friend of mine yesterday, and I said, the youth of Kenya, or the youth of, let me talk about Kenya. For those who want to build houses, for the next 1 year or 2 years, the cost of cement will go up. The cost of the building materials will go up. For now, if cement, right now in Kenya, one cement is 800 shillings. One cement. In dollars, that is, one cement is close to $8, one bag of cement. So it means that building a house, or getting into real estate, because of what happened in Iran, with so much inflation, in the next 2 years, those who want to get into real estate will have to cough a lot of money. Building will become extremely expensive. So if you don't do it today, or if you have a project, hurry up, finish your project. If you have something that you're doing, hurry up and finish it. Because if you don't do it in the next 6 months, forget about it. Because it's going to be extremely, extremely expensive. Extremely. And I was talking to a friend of mine, and I told this friend of mine that if you want to travel, do your travel decisions quickly before the ticket becomes unaffordable. All right? Because in the next year, and life is nothing is going down. Everything is just going up and up and up and up. And if you just sit do your calculations, you realize that, in fact, if you have a project, you have to hurry up in the next 60 days. Put your things in order, because from in the next 60 days, there'll be a lot of changes that people will not really enjoy. The cost of food is going up. But you see, here in Africa, we don't do panic buying like in other places. Because I remember during the COVID-19, I saw in the internet, there was a lot of panic buying. People went and bought tissue paper and stocked tissue paper in their homes. everybody was fighting for tissue paper. I remember I saw that video. People are fighting for stuff in the supermarkets until they were told, no, you cannot take a whole packet of tissue papers alone. That was during the COVID-19 outbreak. But you see, now here in Kenya, there's no panic buying. But I can assure you that in the next 2 months, there'll be a lot of pressure. You saw that this week in Kenya, the youth went and protested in our streets about high cost of living. Well, you can take this to the bank that I don't know about this week, but I'm sure that as we continue in the month of May, I'm sure the Gen Zs again will go back to the streets to protest the high cost of living, because I don't know, we have never found a solution to the Gen Zs. They're always very, very passionate group. They really want to fight. They want to take the fight to the streets. They don't want to negotiate their way out. Unfortunately, we'll have, I'm sure, in the next 1 week or 2 weeks, and mostly even this week, the Gen Zs, maybe even Tuesday, I don't even know. I don't know whether they have already announced that they're going back to the streets, but I'm sure, we have. I think one thing that we were never prepared. We were never prepared for the Gen Zs. I don't know, the Gen Zs. Nobody was prepared about them. Nobody was prepared about the Gen Zs. Any questions after that? Feel free to subscribe and comment, and tell me where you're watching me from. And somebody, a Kenyan, won the London Marathon. Ooh. He won the London Marathon. It was a London Marathon. Nowadays the London Marathon is a Kenyan affair. All these marathons are usually won by Kenyans. Any questions up to there? Any questions? If you're new to this channel, subscribe and comment. Any question? Any questions up to there? And if you watch the number 1, number 2, number 3, I was watching let me see, the list, like it's a family business or something. It's number 1, number 2, number 3, the top 10. In the top 10 of the London Marathon, Kenyans are like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Ooh, 6 Kenyans in the London Marathon. Wow. Top 6. Wow. It's usually a Kenyan affair. When they go there, they're there to win. They're not there to joke. They're there for the money. Oh my God, when they go there, they're there to win. Any questions? You can ask me your questions as we move.
To run under 2 hours in a marathon race is officially this race as the defending champion. It's back-to-back wins in the London Marathon for Salway, and he's become the first human being to run under 2 hours. His time again, 1 hour, 59 minutes and 30 seconds. History in the making down on the streets of London. An absolutely phenomenal achievement. We'll bring you more reaction to that as we get it. But Sebastian Salway of Kenya has become the first person to run under 2 hours in the London.
Wow. So you've heard that. Any questions after that? I think you know when Kenyans go abroad, they're there to take the money. So let's continue reading, and I'm very happy to be here. Any questions? Any questions up to there? Let me see. How much money do you earn? The cash prize of the London Marathon. Cash prize of marathon cash prize. What's the cash prize? No, the first place, you get $55,000. Wow, the first person gets $55,000. Second prize, $30,000. Third prize, $25,000. Let's see the top winners. Top 10 London Marathon. Any questions? Men elite. Let's see 10. The first 10 Kenyans are how many in the London Marathon? Let me see. The first one, the fourth one, the eighth one, the 3. Uganda, Ethiopia, there how many? 1, 2, 3, 4. Wow, they've really tried. The first person from London, the first Briton from British was 10th. When Kenyans go to these marathons, they're there to take the money. The London Marathon is it's an extension of Kenyan business. They really don't wanna. They won't let you win. Top 10 women. We might want to see that. Berlin Marathon, London Marathon, all these marathons, these are Kenyan businesses. These are Kenyan businesses abroad. Oh my goodness. Ooh. All right. So this woman from Ethiopia. Let's see how many Kenyans were in the top 10. I want to just see. 1, 2, 3, or 3. Again. So let us continue reading, and it's such a wonderful time to read the scripture with me. And let us continue. Any questions? Any questions up to there? Feel free to be part of our streams every single day. Remember that it's our business to read the scripture, and we'll continue investing in infrastructure in this channel so that we can make this program better. You can enjoy it much better. You can have so much fun. Any questions? We'll be investing, don't worry. I want to make this channel much more better than it is now. Any questions? Let's continue. Then I heard Isaiah 6:8. Then I heard the voice of the Lord saying, "Whom shall I send? And who will go for us?" And I said, "Here I am, send me." He said, "Go and tell his people, okay, we've read that. When Ahaz, the son of Jotham, the son of Uzziah, was king of Judah, King Rezin of Aram, and Pekah, the son of Ramaliah, the king of Israel, marched up to fight against Jerusalem but they could not overpower it. Any questions up there? We are reading the scripture. We are in Isaiah 7, and I'm very happy this morning to welcome you to these streams. I'm your host, Raymond Mutuku, and well, this is the Chariots of Fire, and we are reading. Now the house of David was told, Aram has allied himself with Ephraim, so the hearts of Ahaz and his people are shaken, as the trees of the forest are shaken by wind. When the Lord said to Isaiah, go out, you and your son, Shear-Jashub, to meet Ahaz at the end of the aqueduct on the road of the launderer's field. Say to him, be careful, keep calm and don't be afraid. Don't lose heart because of these two smoldering stubs of firewood, because of the fierce anger of Rezin and Aram, and the son of Remaliah. Aram, Ephraim, and Remaliah's son have plotted your ruin, saying, let us invade Judah, let us tear it apart and divide it amongst ourselves, and make the son of Tabeel king over it. Yet this is what the Lord, sovereign Lord, says. It will not take place. It will not happen. If you're new to this channel, subscribe. For the head of Aram is Damascus, and the head of Damascus is only Rezin. Within 65 years, Ephraim will too be shattered to be a people. The head of Ephraim is Samaria, and the head of Samaria is only Remaliah's son. If you do not stand firm in your faith, you will not stand at all. Again the Lord spoke to Ahaz, ask the Lord your God for a sign, whether in the deepest depths or in the highest heights. Ooh, that is nice. You ask the Lord your God for a sign, whether in the deepest depths or in the highest heights. But Ahaz said, I will not ask, I will not put the Lord to the test. Then Isaiah said, hear now, you house of David. Is it not enough to try the patience of humans? Will you try the patience of my God also? Therefore, the Lord himself will give you a sign. The virgin will conceive and give birth to a son, and they will call him Emmanuel, and will be cutting curds and honey when he knows enough to reject the wrong and choose the right. For before the boy knows enough to reject the wrong and choose the right, the land of the two kings you dread will be laid waste. The Lord will bring on you and your people and on your house of your father a time unlike any other. Ephraim broke away from Judah, and he will bring the king of Assyria. Wow. Before the boy? Wow. Any questions up to there? In that day, the Lord will whistle for flies from the Nile Delta in Egypt, and for bees from the land of Assyria, and they will come and settle in the steep ravines, and in the crevices in the rocks, on all the thorn bushes, and all the waterholes. Ooh. In that day, the Lord will use a razor hired from behind the river Euphrates, the king of Assyria, to shave your heads and private parts, and to cut off your beards also. In that day, a person will keep alive a young cow and two goats, and because of the abundance of the milk they give, they will have curds to eat. All who remain in the land will eat curds and honey. Any questions? All who remain in the land will eat curds. What's curds? Any questions? Any questions? Ooh. Any questions up to there? Okay, let's continue tomorrow from there. All right, let's continue tomorrow. Okay, good night.